Hey there everyone, this is Silent Doom, and I'm here with this sort of vlog review of Sonic Lost World. I apologise for the horrible lighting, like this side of my face is just black, and then you can kind of see this side. Hold on, let me... I should make it a bit better. It might be a bit too bright now, but... what can you do? Anyway, so yeah, Sonic Lost World, because I got the game yesterday. I played through it for basically the entire day, and I managed to beat the entire game, got basically 100% of it. I played it for a long time yesterday. Okay, so yeah, impressions. Overall they're pretty positive. Like, I'd say they're definitely positive. The reviews so far have been pretty mixed, but you know, it's kind of one of those games where you just really need to make your own opinion of it. So, I guess I should start with what I found negative about the game first. I think my main issue with it is a sort of lack of cohesiveness. It doesn't really feel like an entire cohesive experience. Like, there's lots of sort of good ideas in there, but they don't sort of mesh together properly. It's a bit hard to explain, but I don't know, it just doesn't feel like not even like a complete game, because it feels like a full package in the sense that, you know, there's a lot of levels and there's a lot of content and stuff, but it doesn't all tie together properly. It's a bit weird and difficult to explain. My other main gripe would be to do with some of the level design. It's pretty cheap at times. There are times there's lots of bottomless pits. There's lots of very precise platforming, and particularly in some of the later levels, you'll just feel like sort of cheated. And especially if you're going for some of the red rings, some of them are really quite a pain in the ass to get. And yeah, it's just some of the sections you just feel cheated, and it doesn't really help that there's still a live system, and you know, it's a very archaic system. It doesn't need to be there. I think the game would actually be more fun and would benefit if you didn't have a live system. You know, just being able to try obstacles over and over again until you finally get it, rather than like, okay, you can try it 5 times, and then once you do it 5 times, you have to start the entire level over again. It's just like, that's just annoying. It's generating artificial difficulty, in my opinion. It's just, there's no point. Additionally, the bosses are kind of underwhelming, particularly because of in the narrative, like the whole Deadly Six thing. You know, the whole thing is that they're gradually getting more and more powerful because they're draining the life of the planet. I'll get onto the more story details a bit later, but the bosses just aren't very powerful. It's partially down to the fact that Sonic now is really quite powerful. Like, his homing attack has been improved quite a bit, but I'll get into that in a bit as well. But yeah, the bosses are rather underwhelming. I mean, Sonic bosses have never been particularly difficult. They've never been, even in the best games, they've never been really a highlight of the game. Always they're rather easy and whatever, but I think the main problem with these bosses, actually, they lack spectacle. Like, you know, you look at the bosses in even like colours, they're not very good, but they're these big robots, and they're sort of like dominating, you know, generations. You've got like Death Egg, Robot, and Perfect Chaos, these big fights. But in this game, you've just got these Deadly Six who are relatively small, like they're not even that much bigger than Sonic, and yeah, there's just no real like style or spectacle to them. I think those are my main issues. What else would I say? Yeah. So those are the main issues: lack of cohesiveness, frustrations every now and again, underwhelming boss fights. Yeah, I think those are the main ones. Oh, and the fact that at times it can feel a bit slow for a Sonic game. Like, I know there's a whole, there's a whole 3-tiered speed system, but even when you're like at the running speed, it still feels quite slow for a Sonic title. So I felt they could have probably sped up the Sonic speed a bit more. The other complaint, which isn't really a complaint, is like there isn't too much noise in momentum physics, but in the way the game is designed, it's not too big of a deal. It's like I feel that you shouldn't spend too much time sort of comparing this game with other Sonic games, because it's its own sort of thing. It's its own beast, I guess. And in terms of mechanics and controls, it does well in its own right. Oh! I just remembered my final issue is how similar the game feels. How sort of Mario-esque it feels like. I know we've heard this complaint loads of times. Right from the get-go, it's like, oh, Mario Galaxy ripoff. I was actually one of those people that thought, nah, it's not a Mario Galaxy ripoff just because of like tunes and stuff like that. No, I actually thought it was more like Mario Galaxy because of the variety. But yeah, I'll go into more detail on that a bit later as well. But it does feel like it's trying to be a Mario game. And the level tropes are very conventional level tropes. It's like the same order as the new Super Mario series. It's like grassland, desert land, beach, ice, forest. Yeah, you know, you get the general idea. I guess I completely forgot to mention, this review will contain spoilers. It'll contain some minor ones, just dotted through, and I will state when I'm going to say a major spoiler. So yeah, look out for that. Yeah, I guess I should have said that at the beginning of the video. I apologise for that. Better late than never. 7 minutes in. Whatever. Okay. And yeah, those are my main gripes of the game. So, what did I think? Visually it looks really, really nice. Like, it's just very high and it's really bright and vivid. All the colours help stand it. All the colours stand out, walls are nice and smooth, there's nice shadows and stuff. Lighting system could be a bit nicer, like, you don't really get a sense of ambient lighting, but like, it's clear that they cut back on a lot of that. And the main thing that this game really benefits from is the 60 frames per second. The game runs really smoothly. There are no frame rate issues I've noted, but I encountered one in the Frozen Factory Casino level. And it's because I was busting a load of those chips. And like a load of the silver small chips on the screen just came up once. There was a brief frame rate issue there, but apart from that, literally the game is still smooth, 60 frames per second, and it looks absolutely lovely. You know, there's a whole debate on the whole art style thing, how it's like, you know, not as detailed as Generations, but you know, I kind of miss some of that detail. But it's very nice to see a Sonic game just running so smoothly, and it's wonderful. I guess I hope for the next game they do add a bit more detail in, but I'm quite content with what they have here. Soundtrack, incredible, absolutely amazing. I love, there's so many tracks that I just hum and listen to all the time. The Frozen Factory tracks, the Silent Forest tracks in particular, and the Tropical Coast track, the second zone one, I believe. Absolutely amazing. Probably my favourite tracks are Silent Forest 1, Tropical Coast 2, Sky Road 2, Windy Hill 2, yeah, there's a lot of 2s, Frozen Factory 3. Actually, there's a few pieces in the Frozen Factory, there's like 2 or 3, because there's a different one for the pinball. Yeah, and the final boss theme is also really good. There's no vocal theme in this game, take that as you will. I personally don't mind, because I felt the vocal themes in colours were the weakest parts of the soundtrack. But yeah, the main theme is called Underworld, and it's really quite wonderful orchestral theme with lots of different instruments, really upbeat. And yeah, I mean, very few Sonic games don't do well on soundtracks. Sonic 4 and Sonic Chronicles are pretty much the only ones that don't have great soundtracks. Even Sonic 06, as abysmal as that game is, has a pretty damn awesome soundtrack. Yeah, the story is quite an interesting one actually, because the plot itself is pretty simple. You're chasing after Eggman because he's captured a bunch of animals. You manage to find this planet called the Lost X. Eggman goes onto it, and Sonic and Tails crash land onto it whilst they're chasing him. Eggman takes control of these dudes called the Deadly Six. Partway through, Sonic then accidentally frees them because of a mistake he makes. And then Sonic, Tails and Eggman have to all team up so that they have to defeat the Deadly Six, because they're using one of Eggman's machines to drain the life from the planet. And that's basically the plot. Yeah, it's pretty simple. My main issue with it is that there's not much context with it. Like, you just kind of think, what, how, like... A lot of the prologue details aren't explained at all. So, yeah, that's my main issue with it. But, this game has the best writing and character expression in the entire series, bar none, in my opinion, like, easily. There's quite a lot of cutscenes in the game, but they're all kind of short, and they're quite, short, sweet to the point, never overstay their welcome. In fact, some of them I just felt could have been longer, but just the way that Sonic, Tails, and Eggman interact with each other is just really great, and you just see characters in this game just felt sort of more, not sure if human is the right word, but there was just so much more to them. All the main three, Sonic, Tails, and Eggman. You know, you still got Orbot and Cubot, still hilarious from the colours. Deadly Six, the way Sonic interacts with the Deadly Six as well. Pretty funny moments. It's one scene, Frozen Factory, with Xena, I think, just before you're starting Frozen Factory 2, which is the snowball level. No, Frozen Factory 4, sorry, which is the final zone of that world. You know, there's a cutscene that Sonic has with Xena, and it's absolutely hilarious. It's probably the funniest thing I've ever seen in a Sonic game. Just, yeah, and the voice acting is really, really good. I think Roger Craig Smith has really got into the swing of Sonic now. Kate Higgins, I always thought was the best Tails, just even from colours. I was never too big of a fan of Amy Pallant right until Black Knight. I never thought she did Tails all that well, but yeah. And Mike Pollock is Eggman. He is the Eggman. Like, he's just so good. But yeah, it's quite interesting actually, because the dialogue in this game is a fair bit darker than it was in, say, Colors and Generations. It's actually one of the darker Sonic games in terms of dialogue, even more so than like the adventure games. Like, it gives this sort of, it gives quite a bright aesthetic, and you at first think it was a sort of kiddie, but actually the dialogue isn't that kiddie. The writers did a very, very good job, definitely, and I hope I'd love to see more of these writers. I hope they continue writing for Sonic games, because it's clear they had a lot of fun with this. And, yeah, it's really, really good. If you're not fussed about spoilers, I'd go and watch some cutscenes online. They're probably all up on YouTube by now. I think the one real problem, apart from the lack of prologue context of the game, is the rather underwhelming ending. I won't spoil anything, but it's just kind of like, oh, okay. Like, whatever. Alright, down to the bulk of the actual gameplay. I can't believe I didn't really talk about anything in the gameplay apart from the level design issues that I had. I guess I should start with the controls first. Some people have had issues with controls. I've had none. I haven't, well actually no, I've had a couple of small ones, but I found that it was more due to me not paying attention to the controls, because they're quite complex at first. But the game does come with a sort of quick guide on basically all the controls of the game, and anyone who buys the game, look at that guide. Especially if you're not really sure, just have a look, and when the little tutorial results come up on the screen, just have a look at those as well. I did learn a couple of things from those tutorials, so like what the wall was for. Yeah, I guess I should run through the controls. It's a very different controlling into any part of the game. You have Sonic has a default walking speed, and then if you hold the right trigger, Z, R, he goes into running speed. If you hold the left trigger, he goes into spin dash. A and B are jump. B in midair is double jump. A in midair is also double jump if you have homing rest marked onto an enemy or like a spring, you go for the homing attack. There's also a bounce attack with Y and a kick attack if you have the homing reticle on an enemy with Y as well in midair. So there's quite a lot of controls, but actually they're not all that hard to get used to. It sounds more complicated than it is, in my opinion. I personally think overall this is probably the best controller Sonic game there has ever been. Like, it controls better than the adventure games, than Generations. It just feels really smooth, and, like, responsive and tight. I think that might partially be because of the 60 frames per second, but yeah, it feels very good to play, in my opinion. It may take some people getting used to. I mean, I've been following the game since it's been revealed at E3. Been following it quite closely, so I kind of got an idea for the controls before I played the game. But yeah, it may take a bit of getting used to. It didn't take it very long for me to get used to it. Yeah, physics, as I mentioned before, there isn't really much in the way of momentum physics. At the same time, the way Sonic sort of jumps, the weight of his jump, the way he just moves in general just feels quite right for this game, even though it's not like Sonic 4 or Sonic 06, which just feels horrible. Like, Sonic 4 didn't feel like horrible, didn't feel great. Sonic 06 feels horrible. But this game feels surprisingly right, and the controls lend themselves quite well to precise platforming, which there is quite a lot of in this game. What else? Parkour mechanics. The parkour mechanics do take some getting used to, but they really help the game a lot. A bunch of the new mechanics, just like the ledge grab, is a godsend. The ledge grab just makes platforming so much easier and just helps with the flow of it. Like, if you just miss a jump, you can just grab a ledge and keep going. It's just, and like, jump off the ledge. It's really helpful. And I think it is definitely something that should stay in the Sonic games. Sonic Adventure 2 had a ledge grab, but it didn't feel quite as right as this one does. Then you have the whole running thing. There's like two types of wall runs. There's the sort of vertical run, and then there's the lateral forward wall run. And you can spin dash up the wall, the wall that you're on once, to get a bit of additional extra speed and distance on your wall run. And then you can kind of bolt up the wall and... How can I sort of... I'm trying to sort of think of a way to sort of cohesively explain these mechanics so that you get a really clear idea of them, because despite the fact that they take some getting used to, once you get used to them, they feel really awesome. And I think the parkour system overall is one of the best additions to the game, and really hope they sort of keep this kind of thing for the next Sonic game, because it's great. You know, it just gives Sonic a new dimension of movement. Movement just feels a lot more free, even though the parkour could be opened up a bit more. It feels like there's so much less restriction to the movement in this game. But yeah, mastering the parkour mechanics is one of the main things. I think the one issue that I had with parkour was jumping off walls quite often, and this was because of how like wall jumping has been. Because, you know, usually you just wall jump by pressing A, right, when you're just on a wall. But in this game, there's like two kinds of wall jump. Doing a lateral wall run, right? There's a jump that allows you to just hop straight up, and then there's a jump that allows you to go across, like onto another wall, for example. And I'd often get these mixed up because in order to do the across one, you have to hold the direction away from the wall. But I forget to do that and I just jump and sometimes I just die. So I think that's the only control issue that I have. But I do have like, the issue that I find isn't with the controls, as I said, it's with the design of the levels. I'll get onto that. Yeah, it feels great in my opinion. I'm pretty tolerant of controls in general, and I'm the one, like, if I feel that the game underneath is going to be worth investing time into, you know, I can just sort of put aside my control issues and just get used to them. I love Kid Icarus Uprising and I love A Wonderful 101 because the games themselves are absolutely fantastic, even though the controls take a bit getting used to. I guess I should move on to level design now. The level design for the most part is pretty interesting, and there's some great set pieces. It's varied. Yeah, there's an absolutely wonderful variety of enemies and just level tropes and designs. I mean, I did comment on how there's a lot of conventional tropes, but at the same time, there's lots of different sort of gimmicks in these levels that all make them sort of individual. And yeah, it's a pretty interesting set of levels. There's a lot of precise platforming, as I mentioned before, and this is actually where the issue comes in. The game will often expect you to make really precise jumps, and this would be so much of an issue if it didn't punish you as hard as it did. And some of the gimmicks as well are really quite punishing. Like, I guess this might be spoilers. You would have seen this one as well, but there's a pinball section in the Fucking Factory 3. It's not the first pinball section that you go through. This pinball section is optional in order to get a red ring. But my god, it is such a pain because, like, if you fall off the pinball section, rather than doing the thing that kind of makes sense and just, you know, pushing you onto the next part of the level because you missed the pinball, you die, which is really annoying because this means you lose lives and you spend ages on that pinball table because it's a big one. Or like in Sky Road 3, you're doing this kind of weird skydiving thing. And getting the red rings in that is a freaking pain because it's really quite finicky. And I think the worst case is in Lava Mountain 2. It's a grinding rail level, but there's so many instant kill traps, and if you mistime your jump, you die. Like, it doesn't have to do with the controls. Controls are fine. It's just the level design is just ruthless at times. But yeah, the whole tube structure does lend itself to quite an interesting dynamic of gameplay because it means that you can take certain routes and like just tackle the levels in a very sort of free-form way, which is something that I felt has been missing even in games like Generations. Generations has its alternate routes, it has extra ways, but then once you find the fastest route, there's no real reason to take the other ones, because the game at its core is still designed for speed running. It's a great game, don't get me wrong, I still really enjoy Generations, but I really love the sort of free-form aspect that this game offers. That's more for the 3D sections though. The 2D sections are a lot more linear in their nature, but at the same time, unlike say Sonic 4, like the Sonic Rush games, there's this sort of natural free-form flow to them, and there's quite a number of quite interesting platforming gimmicks, and the enemy placement there is generally better in my opinion. So, I was still able to play the 2D sections, even though they're a lot more simplistic than they were in like classic games or something. The geometry of the levels is generally a lot more interesting, a lot more varied. They have a lot of different kind of structures, and yeah, it's pretty good level design. I like to see them go back to a more grounded level design, or at least try and infuse the actual fundamental physics elements of Sonic with this sort of tubular level design. because that was one of the cool things about Sonic, is that you always felt that you were in a world rather than just like a set of floating platforms in a space. It helped sort of integrate the player into the experience a bit more, but at the same time, in terms of actual sort of core gameplay, I don't have a big issue with the tuning of the design. Wow, this is more than 25 minutes, I haven't even discussed everything I want to discuss. Have I? No. Alright, so I guess I will move on to unlockable stuff. This is where spoilers are going to happen, so major spoilers. If you don't want these spoilers, go to that point in the video, I don't know what it will be. And yeah, skip to then. Alright, so unlockables in this game, it's interesting because like the animals are, I found, don't really unlock anything apart from levels to progress, which is kind of arbitrary and disappointing, to be honest. But upon collecting all the red rings, wait, actually no, say that to it afterwards. Upon completing the game, you unlock Hidden World, which is quite strange actually. There's these 4 levels, and the first one you're like kicking these weird boxes. The music is funky by the way. You're just kicking boxes off of this larger box, and you just have a time limit. You just have to kick loads off. Just keep kicking as many as you want until the time runs out. You can just let the time run out, and then you beat the level. Second one is quite cool. You're playing this sort of tornado mini game where you're flying Tails and Sonic on the tornado, and it's got a remix of Tails' Sonic Adventure 2 theme as the music, which is pretty cool. You just have to get to the end of the stage. Third one was this sort of, you're on a sort of moving platform, and you have to platform across blocks. And then this fourth one, this like this weird kind of Pac-Man thing, like jumping across bubbles. They're like sort of mini game things, and I just kind of thought, why? What was Sonic Team smoking here? They're not bad. They're quite fun actually. It's just like, what a weird end game reward. Like, it's not even like the special worlds in like Mario, where they're designed to be like super hard. Like, this world is just like weird. Like, what? But yeah, that's what you get for beating the game. You don't get anything by beating these levels. They're just kind of there for fun. There's no red rings in them or anything. But yeah. Speaking of the red rings, collecting all 140 of them, there's 20 in each of the 7 worlds, 5 in each level, unlocks. When you get all 20 of them in a world, you get a Chaos Emerald. Getting all of them gets you all 7 Chaos Emeralds, which in turn allows you to play Super Sonic in the levels again for the 3rd time in 3D. And this is pretty much the best he's been in 3D, to be honest. He's a bit fast. His running speed is a bit faster than Sonic. He has the boost instead of the spin dash, so you don't have to rev it up. You just whoosh straight away. It's pretty fast. Yeah, trying to sustain that boost to the level is quite hard, but if you want a speed run. Then you have, he also attracts Ring Swim. Like, there's if he has an electric shield. He one-shots pretty much every enemy that's not a boss. The ring timer doesn't count down as fast as in Generations. It counts down at the proper speed of like 1 ring per second. And he parkours a bit faster, I think, just a bit. Like, it's not all that noticeable. But yeah, Super Sonic is actually good in this game. And oh, he can use Wisp powers, but when you use a Wisp power up, the Wisp power up runs out. When you use a Wisp power up, it cancels the transformation. So you have to get your 50 rings again and then activate it again. You just tap the touchscreen. Yeah, those are the main spoilers, the main unlockables of the game. Okay, talking about the last section actually, I did miss a couple of things. One is to do with the Wisp power-ups. And in this game, they're okay. They're better than they were in Generations, but they don't really add that much to the experience comparative to Colors. Although in Colors, despite the fact that they were claimed to be optional, playing with the Wisps was the best way to play the game, to be honest, because it's the way that allows you to get the high ranks, and they were just kind of the most fun way to play, in my opinion. But yeah, they're not that bad in this game. They're neat for getting some extras and stuff, I guess. They are definitely sort of optional here, apart from in a couple of cases. Some levels you could just go through without even noticing the Wisp is there, or you could just easily pass it and it doesn't have any effect. They're quite fun to use, I guess. The main issue with them is the control, I guess. Well, actually no, I didn't have too big of an issue with the control, but like, what's the point in implementing these gyro and motion and touch controls when all of them could have been done with button presses? The returning 3 Wisps, the Laser Drill and Hover Wisps, and not the Rocket Wisp actually, Laser Drill and Hover Wisps can be controlled via the control stick and buttons, but the new Wisps and the Rocket Wisp, so that's the Asteroid, the Eagle, the Bomb, and the Rocket Wisp, and Asteroid, Eagle, Bomb. There was one more. I feel like I'm missing one. Yeah, anyway, I'm probably missing. No, and the Rhythm. That's it, the Rhythm Wisp. All have to be controlled via the motion controls, the gyroscope. And I didn't have too much of an issue with it. I have seen people that have, but as I said, there's just no point in them being motion controlled when you can just use, when they can easily be controlled with the buttons and direction stick. There's also online rankings. I wasn't able to do it because I can't connect my WiiU to my uni internet for some reason, because uni internet requires username and password. So I wasn't able to do any of the online interaction stuff, and I wasn't able to play any sort of co-op. Co-op looks quite, and the multiplayer looks quite cool actually, because you can like play pretty much every level by the looks of it. It's a Sonic Adventure 2 kind of level design. What am I talking about? Multiplayer. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess I should just round it off now. We're at almost 35 minutes. It's an interesting game. There's a lot of sort of mixed reception around it so far. I personally really enjoyed it. I had a good time. It's pretty long and it's difficult. Like I spent I spent about 12 hours straight playing through the entire game. I beat the story mode in about 8 to 10, I think. Around 8. This is, by the way, this is all for the Wii U version. I haven't picked up the 3DS version. Some of you probably could have presumed that. It's probably going to be on the title anyway. But yeah, it's a good game in my opinion. I'm not going to give it a score. It's a bit too difficult to give it a score and try and compare it to other Sonic games, because it's a very different experience. I guess in the grand scheme of things, I do hope that Sega do look at this game, try and pick out, right, what did we do right here, pick out the positive elements, try and actually just get a Sonic game that's really, really good, like, really puts him back onto the map of 3D platformers, because 3D platformers are just, there's not many of them left anymore. Like, Mario and Sonic are like the only noteworthy 3D platformers anymore. And it's a shame, because it was such a great genre back in like the N64 days, and it's kind of sad to see how it died out. But I really hope that Sonic Team and Sega do learn something from this game, they take what's good about it, take it onto the next game, take like the parkour mechanics, sort of the general controls, speed him up, keep the writers, allow for those character interactions again, and yeah, there's a lot of good in this game. It cuts out a lot of the crap, but then also it's filled with moments. Well, it's not filled with moments. There's moments where it's just pure like frustration, and it's just anger, and you just think this design is so cheap. But then most of the game, you feel like, wow, this is a pretty great game. You know, I'm having a lot of fun with this. I guess that's all I really have to say. If you're not quite sure on the game, I would say leave it for a bit until it goes on sale. If you've pre-ordered the game and want to pick it up, by all means pick it up. Yeah, there's very mixed views, and I guess that's all I really have to say. Thanks for watching me ramble, kind of. I really wish I could capture Wii U footage, but I don't have a capture card, and they're quite expensive, Wii U capture cards. I saw one that was like 100 quid, and being a uni student, I don't quite have that money at the moment, considering that I just bought both this and Pokemon. Pokemon is awesome. Pokemon Y I bought. So yeah, maybe if I get a Wii U capture card in the future, I'll redo this and actually properly structure it, properly script it. Yeah. But, you know, I had a lot of fun with the game. I'm quite keen to replay it. I guess I just hope you guys enjoyed this video of me rambling. I'm repeating myself now, I should stop doing that. I'll just stop the video, okay. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.